And here it is, Kings of War 3rd edition 2-player starter set, Shadows in the North. This was released when 3rd edition came out and is a great way to get into Kings of War right off the bat. You get two forces here, the Northern Alliance and the Nightstalkers, the two newest armies for Kings of War. The Nightstalkers were released right towards the end of 2nd edition, and the Northern Alliance with new models were released at the beginning of 3rd edition. I'm going to turn this around. So in this box set, you get two starting armies here, and you get quite a bit of figures. The thing about Kings of War and Mantic is that they load these starters with a ton of models, and that's what you're going to be looking forward to at this point. You also get a softback copy of the book, as well as kind of like a new player guide to the world of Panathor. Prior to the release of 3rd edition, the world that Kings of War was played on was called Mantica, which is just a play on Mantic Games' name. But with the release of 3rd edition, it is now called Panathor. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what's inside. So Mantic Games does not mess around. Their starters are always chock full of models. As you can see, plastic, tons of plastic. Lots of sprues here, and you know, what I'm going to do is I'll open up a couple of these bags so we can take a closer look at the sprues themselves. But let's just get through it. So you also get a ton of bases here for your figures. The thing about Kings of War is that while you can use these bases to put your individual figures on, Kings of War is supported by a multi-base system where you can make creative bases for your figures based on the size of unit they are, like a troop, regiment, a legion. But you can also make it so that the base itself is decorative, that has a lot of terrain and whatnot, just to be as creative as possible. Anyway, moving forward. We have the butchers, I believe, and I'll open these up so we can take a closer look at the detail on these models. These are the butchers for the Nightstalkers, and then here are the big Yeti or trolls for the Northern Alliance, and we're going to go ahead and open that up as well. These are the MDF bases for the Yeti. And then underneath all of that are the MDF bases for the Nightstalkers and Butchers. Next up is your hero figure, and this is the hero for the Northern Alliance. I'm going to open that up in a little while. And then, of course, the individual base, and then the hero for the Nightstalkers and its individual base. And this is not much different than all the other bases that came in the box. So I'm going to get this out of the way. What's cool about this starter is that you get a full version of the rule book. Now, they did release the rule book in hardcover format, so you can also buy that, but in the event that you didn't want to do that and you wanted to get the starter, you get the softcover edition of the book. Very well laid out, and it has all the information you need to play the game, as well as the lore, the fluff, and then the different armies that are playable in the game. So, and then lastly, we have the Getting Started guide, and this is great because it kind of gives you an introduction to Kings of War, what you need to do for modeling and putting your models together, a quick painting tutorial. And yeah, I mean, this is a great way to get into the book, or get into the game. Also has a little bit of gameplay info, but you can get that in the rules manual. There's also a campaign for the box set. And then kind of like just a quick expanding your forces guide, what you should get next, and really what they're advising you to get after this 2-player starter to kind of expand your forces is to get the actual starter for the army, and there's 2 of them there. They have cavalry and a war machine, and then for the Northern Alliance they have a Lord on Chimera, so that's one of their big models. Nightstalkers, you know, army, the cavalry, and some other units that are not included, including this colossal figure here, the Shadow Hulk. And then a quick overview of all the armies that are on Panathor. And yeah, that's it. So let's take a closer look at the models. So the nice thing about this 2-player starter is that they have evenly split the number of models in the box set for both armies. So you have a total of 88 models, 44 of which are the Nightstalkers and 44 are the Northern Alliance. This is an example of the sprue for the Nightstalkers. Unfortunately, one of the pieces fell out. This is a head, I think, but we'll see. And each of these sprues, whether it's the Northern Alliance or the Nightstalkers, can be made into one of 2 different units. So that's cool. Gives you a little bit of flexibility on how to build your army. If you are new to Kings of War, it would probably be recommended just to build what they are suggesting in the 2-player box. If not, and this is kind of just reinforcing the 2 forces. If you have armies for these forces, this is just reinforcing it. Then build it however you need. I'm going to just move this a little bit closer here. So I'm actually splitting this box with my son, who has taken an interest in the Northern Alliance, so I will be playing the Nightstalkers. In any case, that's the Nightstalker sprue, and we'll move on to a Northern Alliance sprue. So this is the example of the sprues for the Northern Alliance. It came in a bag, and it is 2 sprues. As you can see, there are different options for weapons and all that. And like I said, with the Nightstalker sprue, this can be built in one of 2 ways. For the Northern Alliance sprues, you can either build, I think, the Clansmen or the Pack Hunters, and the Clansmen are the close combat guys, and the Pack Hunters are the ranged guys with these javelins and spears. So, all right, we'll move on to the bigger models. So for the larger infantry included in the box, you get the Butchers for the Nightstalkers, and then you get a Snow Yeti, Ice Yeti for the Northern Alliance. Each of the units, large infantry units, are divided into three people, or 3 individuals. So again, evenly split across both factions. So there's the bodies and the different weapons and arms and stuff. I'm just going to bring this up close. So unlike the sprues for the troops, which are made out of hard plastic, the newer, larger figures are made out of PVC plastic. And I think back in 2nd edition, these would have been made in resin. So I don't know if maybe it's just better quality. But I mean, it's pretty well detailed. Bring up a couple of the weapons here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the Yeti next. Alright, so these guys are a lot larger than the Butchers and come in more parts. Here's the main torso and one of the arms, and then the legs. These guys kind of just pop on. I'm sure you'll need to just match it, but as you can see, that's pretty cool. Very well detailed in this PVC plastic. I'll bring up a head here. These are nice chunky models, so I'm sure my son is going to enjoy playing the Northern Alliance and having these big dudes stride onto the field. Alright, and those are the Yetis. I'm going to go ahead and open up the individual heroes now. Okay, so this is the Northern Alliance hero. She is a ranged elven figure. Again, I think made out of the same PVC plastic, but wow. Her cape is quite detailed. Everything is pretty detailed on here. She does come in a few pieces. This is her head. Let's see if the camera focuses. The face looks great, as you can see. And then Actually, she comes with 2 different heads, it looks like. One with flowing hair, one with her hair tied back. So that's cool. Different options. Also, she can be holding her bow with an arrow knocked, or she can have a dagger in place. Alright, we'll move on to the final model, the Nightstalker hero. Alright, so this Nightstalker hero is just 2 pieces, really. The main body with legs and arms, again very well detailed in this PVC plastic, and then the head. I'll see if I can, oh yeah, there it is. I had the head backwards. So open maw, looking pretty scary, jagged teeth. All right. Okay, so Mantic Games has put together a great starting point for getting into 3rd edition Kings of War, the Shadows in the North 2-player starter. 2 armies, great way to split with a buddy or family member or whatnot. And if you like this type of game, definitely a great way to begin Kings of War. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more unboxing videos from Wargaming Noob.